Welcome to Toni Unleashed, the podcast, where I unleash the truth about all things pets. My research and anecdotal evidence, paired with expert interviews, will help your pet thrive. I'm here to answer questions, share insights, and spread awareness about what's really going on in the world of pets. I'm Toni Unleashed with 25 years of experience in the pet space. Welcome to the show. All right, I am with Vinnie Soma, my brother from another mother, I like to call him. Vinny is the owner of Say It Once Dog Training and Say It Once Dog Rescue League. Today, we're going to talk about the Rescue League and the biggest fundraiser that you do for it, the Dog Derby.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So tell me about the Rescue League and the Derby, how it got started, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, so I'll give you the whole skinny. So the Dog Derby is an event that takes place once a year. This year it's September 28th at Boyce Park in Plumboro. You can bring a dog. You can bring just your kids, your family. It's super family friendly. And let me give you the 1 minute spiel on what this is. It's on a ski lodge at Boyce Park, and we set up a 5K obstacle course where you get to take your dogs under things, over things, through some wet slides, up on some agility track courses. There's putt. There's the whole 9 yards with your dog, right? There's everything that you want to do with your dog. You don't have to run it. It's not a timed race. It's there so that you have fun. And we have people from all ages, from 8 to 80, go through this course at their own pace, just so their dog can have the greatest day of all time. Like, it is a great day for dogs. It's a nice little workout for people that actually want to run it. I'm not going to run it. Like, I refuse. I've ran it the first 3 years. I'm done. I'm going to walk. I'm going to enjoy myself with my dog. And I'm taking my younger dog, so I'll go slower for him, which we'll talk about him later. And then also there's 45 or 48, I can't remember what the number is up to now, vendors that will be there, food trucks, beer trucks, wine. There's jewelry, tattoos, literally anything that you want will be there. We'll also be... whether the Steeler game is going on this day because it's in Ireland, so we'll have access to the Steeler game as well for people that want to check in with the score of the Steeler games. Yeah, not an ideal time for the Steelers to pick to play in Ireland at 9 freaking a.m. But once again, our dogs are more committed, or our owners are more committed to their dogs than they're the Steelers. And that is important. That's a huge thing for Pittsburgh people specifically. And if you want to get away from your husband because he's annoying when he watches the Steelers, by all means, just come on out without him and have some fun with your dogs. And like I said, it's kid friendly. So there's putt. There's all these other games for kids to be around, local shops to buy stuff from. It's not your big box Walmart that you're supporting. You're supporting your friends and your family and people who are on your local kids soccer team. So think of that when you are coming as well. But that's the entire Dog Derby, and all the money that we use, all the money that is, what is the word I'm looking for? Jesus.
Raised?
Thank you.
Raised.
That's a big word. All the money that is raised from this event goes to our Rescue League, which is a nonprofit. And the real quick skinny on the nonprofit, we connect with certain rescues in Pittsburgh, in DC, in Cincinnati that have dogs that are either A, about to be returned, or B, will not be adopted because of their behavior. And we pay for those dogs to go through training. And the entire goal is that these dogs stay in forever homes, or they find homes that they can stay in forever. Obviously, there's a lot of dogs that get adopted through rescues that don't need that much help, or they're younger and they really, like, training is not a priority to those dogs. And I understand it, although it should be, but I understand it. But there is this margin of dogs that take up a huge amount of funds from rescues because of their behavior. And if we can help burden that rescue with, so I know it's only one dog, but the funds that go into taking care of this one dog, because they're long-term inmates, they're there for a really long time. If we can help get these dogs adopted and into a happy home, man, it frees up the resources for that rescue. So that's our entire mission, is to make dogs more adoptable, or to keep dogs in their home, because we have a little step in the rescue world, and it's hard. It's a revolving door that never enters a building, and that is really difficult. And so if we can help out in any way, as I know that you get it with the Puerto Rican dogs, and so that's the mission.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many dogs adopted, and the humans really, I think, struggle with the stages that the dogs goes through. You know, there's decompression, and then the personality starts to peak out, and a lot of times they won't even bark for weeks. So, a lot of times they need help and help getting them over that hump. And sometimes it's 3 days, and sometimes it's 3 weeks, and sometimes it's 3 months. Who knows? But I think it's a great thing that you're doing. I love it. And the dog derby, I attended last year with my Pittsburgh dog toys. I'm a sponsor this year. And you're saying almost 50 vendors. It didn't like it. It was big. How many were there last year?
I think
Have
there
you
was
doubled?
30. No, there was 39 vendors last year counting food trucks. This year there'll be about 15 more when we're all said and done. I know we're up to that 45, 48 range, but there's a few that are still
Okay.
in the mix.
I love this event. I took Layla through it. Will you help me take Layla through part of it? And then I think it's nice to stress that there is plenty of space, and it is great for kids, and it's a ton of fun. And I just think it's an awesome event.
Yeah, it's cool. Oh, these are some of the best days that I have with my dogs. And, when you start going through your album as your dogs get older, you go through your photo album, you start weeping at the photos of like, because your dog's older and you're like looking back. And then when your dog passes, it's even worse. But some of my best days with all of my dogs are at the Derby. Right? Like
Yeah.
that to me is like one of my staples with my dogs. So I hope you guys come out. I hope you guys have fun with your dogs. And what Toni just said is there is space. So even if your dog isn't trained, it's not like it's our clients only. We get all walks of life in there. And that's how it should be. It's an open community. It's not gate kept at all.
And most of your trainers are there, offering assistance. There's water stations throughout the up and down the ski slopes. It's so fun. Obstacle. Yeah. It's just fun.
Yeah, we'll have 15 trainers there. We'll have probably close to 40 volunteers there. So there's someone there no matter what. You're going to be okay and taken care of.
That's great. That's great.
Yes,
Thank you for doing it.
Thank you for being a part of it and for being a sponsor. You already know this, but you are my second favorite sponsor.
Well, okay. So here, I think my loyal listeners need to know that the one of the choices for the sponsor was a Great Dane sponsor. So I think that I was set up for this, completely set up.
Yeah, we're looking at this. We're going to have to increase the Great Dane next year just to get you to get to that next barrier. I like that.
Yeah, you would do that to me. So yes, how could I not pick the Great Dane sponsor? So so we'll be there. I'll be selling my Pittsburgh dog toys, cat toys. Hopefully I'll have t-shirts done by then. I'm having Yinzer dog t-shirts made.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So,
what kind of shirts? Just the logo on the front, or are they?
No, I think I'm going to go with my dog as a Yinzer.
I love that. See, that shit sells. Like that's,
And I might also, it depends on how much I can get made by them, but I might do a Yinzer dog mom, Yinzer dog dad shirt, that kind of stuff. So, I have magnets. I have Pittsburgh dog magnets ready to go, stickers. So like you said, there's all kinds of stuff there.
100%.
So, okay. So tell me about your current dogs.
So I have 3 current dogs. My oldest is a 9-year-old Saint Bernard, Xena. I have a 6-year-old pit bull mutt. And then my newest rescue from Paws Across Pittsburgh is Crunch. He was like my heart and soul. He is 11 months this week, and he's an English Mastiff mix. So I got into training with my English Mastiff Trigger. This is where it all started. Oh, that's actually this dog here.
Yes.
And oh yeah, Dog Derby. How you doing, dude? Crunch looks similar to Trigger, so it brings back all of those like heart dog feelings.
Oh.
And he is the single sweetest man in the entire world. So he's a really, really good puppy. It's actually the best dog I've ever had in terms of behavior. And one of the things that we talked before about Toni was something new. Like, what are you doing that's new?
Yeah.
So we can get into that whenever you're ready.
So, Crunch is also known as Captain Crunch, right?
Captain Crunch. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so what do you feed them all?
So I feed them pet plate. So I do the fresh food route. Don't shoot me.
No,
Yeah.
no judgment.
So I go the fresh food route.
That's
It
cool.
is a burden on the wallet.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. But I have noticed the most change with my eldest dog, the 9-year-old. So we switched to fresh food. We started with Farmer's Dog about 1.5 years ago. I didn't like milking the tubes. It just got annoying. Then I tried pet plate. It's in like plastic containers that I can scoop out, and it makes it a little bit easier. And we've stuck with it. The dogs do great on it. Xena has way more energy, way more movement, more active. Coat is better. All the dogs have really soft coat, but it's been great.
100% pet plate.
100% pet plate. I do mix. Yeah.
That's a lot. That's a lot of money.
It is.
And you have about 300 pounds of dog.
Yeah. That's about right. Good math.
Yeah.
Quick math.
Yeah. I'm old. I can do math still.
Yeah, it's a lot. We put in some bone broth in there. I like, I just like to, my wife is a big bone broth advocate for humans. So I'm like, why not put it in for the dog?
Too. It's good for your gut. It's good for the joints.
Yeah. My dogs are healthy. I am not healthy. That's why I'm drinking V8 energy drinks. But my dog, I care so much about them, and I would prefer that I get an extra year or 2 out of them. So if I get that, God willing, I'll be ecstatic.
So, Crunch, 11 months old.
Yes.
What age was he neutered?
So this is one of the reasons I was skeptical about adopting him, because I fostered him, and because he was neutered before I even got him, and I got him at 11 weeks, something along those lines. And this is just the really difficult part. And this is a really touchy subject for most because it's so emotional. But if we can take the emotion out of it and just look at statistics, and then also think about common sense, we spay and neuter these dogs, not for the dog. It's not for the betterment of the dog. And that bothers me. So
100%.
And so dogs go through a few natural fear periods. And when they get neutered at that age, specifically when they're going through a fear period, which Crunch was when I first got him, he was a little spooky. It's going to make it worse. And that was also another thing of like, oh God, I'm going to have to,
work harder at it.
Yeah. Which sounds so selfish, but also I knew what kind of dog I wanted. And then obviously when I looked at him, I was like, fuck, his dog's mine. Like, what am I going to do? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he was neutered early. My other dogs were also neutered before. They're all rescues, so they're all neutered before we got them, spayed before I got them. If I ever do get a dog where I have the option to do so, I will not be neutering them, at least during their first few years of life. At a minimum.
Yeah. And my beef is, which I think you will agree with me, hormones. Well, a part of the fear issues, the fear phases they go through, hormones help to regulate blood sugar, help to regulate cortisol levels, which is our stress hormone. So the fact that we are spaying and neutering in the ways that it completely stops their hormones, that's where we kind of are like, hold on, can we just there's other ways that we can start doing this safely and not disrupt hormone production. Hormone production is also very important for ligament and tendons and the growth plates forming. And in giant breed dogs, that is particularly an area that we have to be cognizant of, right?
Yep. Yeah, but it's old school. Because every place is 6 months. You have to neuter your dog because this imaginary number, 6 months, for whatever reason, was the moneymaker. And then when you start to ask, like even with my own clients, when I give advice, and I have to add this, I'm not a veterinarian, so do your own research, right? And start to look. But when I give a dog training advice, I tell my clients to question me all the time, because if you can't explain the why, then why am I giving this advice? And I would ask my vet, why would I spay him at 6 months?
Yeah.
That's because what we've always done. That doesn't make sense to me. Like,
Yeah.
What is the problem with, our dog owners who are extremely prepared, taking care of the dog really well, are they the problem for overbreeding in the United States? No. Like that is not the problem. So if we look at it and we go, okay, well, as long as I don't let my dog go hump every other dog in the world, am I going to lead to the overbreeding problem? No, you're not. So that portion of it really, it kind of bothers me.
Yeah, I agree. And, now you see testicles on dogs every once in a while, and everyone's like, oh my God, like we're so not used to seeing that. So something funny is, I just adopted a dog from San Fran, Puerto Rico. And because we're in Puerto Rico, we have a lot more flexibility, and we're very holistically minded. We really believe in holding off on spaying and neutering as long as possible. Plus, I'm involved. So they knew me. So my dog, Grayson, my newest dog, is not neutered. He's probably 6 months old now. So every
Jesus God.
Every couple of months, because they're so cute, I send Vinny pictures of his balls.
Out of nowhere, just so everyone understands this. I'm in the middle of my workday, and I got a picture of a dog's testicles on my phone. So that's the type of human being I'm talking with right now. Unbelievable. It is actually hysterical. I hope you keep this in.
Oh, it's in.
That's
it is
great.
Staying in 100%. So anyhow, food for thought. It's okay to question.
Yes.
There are new methods. Like I am going to at some point look into finding a vet that'll do a vasectomy.
Yeah.
Just in case he would get away from me, or you know what I mean? So same with females. We don't have to take every reproductive organ out of their body. Just so there are new methods being taught. So it's just a matter of finding the vets that'll do that.
100%. Yeah. And not that this is a good justification for anything, but it should make us open our eyes up. Neutering and spaying is illegal in a lot of parts of the world. When you start going down that path, then you question everything. Well, this is illegal. The training tools that we use in other countries are illegal. So you can't really use that as your crutch. But it is at least an opportunity to question, well, why? Like, why do we have this there and this not here? So, and the same thing could be asked to me of like, why do you use tools if they are illegal in other countries? Which I hope we at some point today get to, because I will give you my justification for why.
Yeah. Because people love you or hate you.
Yeah. I think I'm less controversial now than I used to be. Almost, that comes with age and maturity and not caring about what other people think. But also, I'm much more skilled now, so it's easier for me, one, to train dogs, but two, I'm much more knowledgeable than I was 13 years ago.
Sure.
When I was brought into dog training world, it was a lot of crank and yank stuff, like it was back in the 80s and 90s, and that's some people still hold that vision of our training. I mean, when I say some people, other competitors will go, well, that's what he does. No. That's how I came into dog training. We're progressing over 13 years. Our dog training looks completely different. My training now looks different than it did last year and the year before.
My feeding looks different than it did 10 years ago.
And it should. That's called growth, right? That's the most beautiful thing about everything in life is like you should be changing. And it should look different for everybody, every human, every dog, so on and so forth.
I mean, Vinny, when I was my first dog, 15 years old, was a puppy that was a stray. So my dad's like, okay, put her in a cardboard box. That was her crate. And get a newspaper and wrap it with electrical tape. That's how we trained Princess.
Yeah.
And that was the norm, dude. That was the total norm.
Yep.
So, So people evolve, methods evolve, everyone's learning.
Mhm.
Nobody. So, um, I never thought I'd use a pinch collar, but I do.
Yeah. And it's a beautiful tool. And the thing that bothers me most about training tools and the argument against them is that people think the training tool teaches the dog. It's like, no, dude, you still have to go through all the training. What it does do is it allows me to use significantly less pressure to achieve the same goal. Like that to me is so important. Even like after this interview, I have a lesson with, I don't want to guess her age, but let's say above 70. Okay.
Yes.
She has a German Shepherd dog. Probably not the right dog for her. She understands that. And her dog pulled her over and she hit her face on the concrete. What are the solutions there for this lady to safely take a dog out? Well, I can teach her how to use a prong collar with a buckle that she doesn't have to pinch with her, with her hands. I can teach her, I can train this dog on it, and now the dog can go safely for a walk. And all of that was made possible through a tool that gets kind of, becomes the victim or the villain. But now this dog's quality of life has so improved, all because we're using a tool. And I didn't mean to push this conversation, so it kind of happened naturally. But it's if you do keep an open mind and you learn how to use these tools appropriately, they are a beautiful thing. They don't take away from all of the work that you have to do. Like there is nothing that will supplement you having to train your dog. And I use the word "you" very importantly. Even people that send their dogs off to board and train, where the dog develops a relationship and learns how to listen to, XYZ, has no effect once that dog comes back into their environment. It's like, well, you have to learn how to do all of this, right? And your dog's environment creates behavior. So one of the issues with sending your dog away is they're not learning in the environment that they're going to live in. So that is always a tough thing for me to swallow. It's like the dog does need trained in their home.
Agreed. Not that I'm a trainer, but I never kind of loved that idea. But Vinny, you also, back to the senior citizen, like I'm going to have dogs till the day I die. So I I do so many of your classes, and there's always a senior citizen or at least one or two senior citizens, usually women, because we live longer. And yeah.
I think it's my hair. It's drawing them in, right?
So but they are having trouble. One got pulled over right in class, just completely pulled her. She fell, and the dog was loose. I was so impressed because everyone in class didn't move. No one panicked. Michelle was spot on. She got down low, put her arms out, called the dog. Dog went right to her. But my point is, though, like senior citizens that are alone need companions. And if it takes a tool to allow that, then it takes a tool.
Yeah. The common argument is, well, just get a Maltese. Well, you know what? I don't want a fucking Maltese. Oh, I don't want a Maltese. Like,
but Maltese isn't the answer either, because they usually are barkers.
Yeah.
And they're usually barkers.
Yeah. Ain't that the truth?
So, a senior citizen should be allowed to get whatever dog they want.
100%.
I mean, if that woman loves German Shepherds, the one that got pulled over in class was a boxer. Like, you don't know. I never in a million years thought I'd end up with a fucking Great Dane. You know that. Never.
Yeah.
Never.
Yes.
So you don't know. Like you with Crunch, you took one look at Crunch and you were like, that dog's mine. You just know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, ain't that the truth? At some point today, I want to tell you the new things that I've done with Crunch that I feel like have enhanced. I haven't had a puppy for, it's been 12 years. I haven't had a puppy myself for 12 years. So I've been training, we've implemented a lot of new training over the past, every year we change some things, we keep changing. And about 4 years ago, I went out to California with a friend of mine who owns a couple training businesses out there, did a seminar with him, and he kind of opened my eyes to a few different things, and I love the way he puts this a puppy system in place. And if it's okay with you, I'll explain it.
Go for it.
Okay. So one of the biggest things that people struggle with a puppy is this boredom factor. Like, so there's, and I mean two things by that. We're constantly trying to appease them. We're constantly trying to give them the new enrichment item and what can I do next with them and just keeping them busy. And what you end up doing is you cause more harm than good when you do this, because puppies need to sleep. And it's so damn important that we start putting this dog on a schedule so they can get rest. So when they are awake, we can be productive, but also the dog is at a much more sane state of mind versus panicky, overtired, drunk puppy syndrome is what I like to call it, where they're just aimlessly walking around. So we go through a very simple system where a dog wakes up. And I don't know if you see this from your end of life, but there's becoming more and more of an aversion to using kennels and crates. And that to me is not good. Okay. Like that, the one thing that I cannot recommend enough is that we kennel train our dogs. It is so important. So let's just say that we all understand that. So when our dog wakes up, obviously the first thing that we need to do is we need to potty our dogs, right? So we go out and we potty them. It takes 3 to 5 minutes. We're not doing a 15-minute field trip to potty. We're just going out there, we're peeing, we're pooping. And then we go to our next stage. So let's say that potty training or potty time is our first stage. Now we go to our next stage, and we call this pet. I play, I exercise, and I train. Or I train. And one of those things I will do, or two, doesn't matter if I want to mix it up. But I'm going to give my dog my one-on-one time solely to build a bond through play, exercise, or train. And learning how to play with your dog is so important, especially for dogs that have behavior issues of separation, anxiety, reactivity. Those are the main two problems that people run into behavior-wise. But it's so important that we learn how to play. We can get to that later. But I play with my dog. I exercise. I go on a little walk. I take my dog on a field trip. Or I train my dog and I teach them their commands. And I spend 15, 20 minutes and I do those activities. I'll take my dog out to the bathroom again if they're really young. And then I move to the next stage. So first we potty. Now it's me and you time. The next time is now it's you by yourself time. And this is where a lot of people struggle. This doesn't mean I go into a kennel. This means I provide the dog with an option to chew, but I'm not going to engage with you. I'm done engaging with you. We've already done our engagement. So I can put my dog behind an X pen. I can put my dog behind a baby gate. I could tether my dog with a plastic coated wire leash that they can't chew on. And I allow my dog to have access to 1 or 2 bones, and that's their time where they get to chew and self-soothe. Most dogs don't know how to do that, right? So it's like all or nothing. I got to be in your face barking. I got to be in your face whining. I got to be pawing at you, picking up everything in the house. You got to remember, guys, that your dog doesn't care about negative attention. So when they pick up a shoe and you stand up to holler at them, they love that. Like for them, it's like, I got you off your ass and I got you to engage with me. That's my entire goal. Because they don't know how to settle themselves without you having to manage them like a child. So it's like, okay, well, let's start to teach the dog to do one of those things with the X-Pen, the baby gate, or the tether. Once we're done with that, now my dog goes into the crate for a 1 to 3 hour nap, and we repeat the cycle. We potty break, we play, exercise, or train. We learn to self-soothe, we go back into the kennel. And we put our dogs on this system, on this cycle. I have a free ebook on this on our website, subtle plug. But for me, if you can just follow that, you will have a significant, easier life with your dog where you enjoy them more. Where most people struggle is, okay, I've done my activity with my dog. Now I want them to do something without me. They won't. So I grab a Kong. They always go back to food. Like I have to have some version of food. It's like, well, how much of that can you use? And do you ever feel like you're constantly needing a babysitter for your dog to leave you alone? And then when the dog's done with that, their dog's coming back and mouthing them, jumping on. It's like, dude, I've done everything with you. Put your dog away for a nap. Like put your dog away. And your dog should love their kennel. Like they should love it. That's why we also feed dogs in the crate. It's so important. But that cycle has been a life changer. So we started that about 4 years ago. And we literally lay it out to the human. Hey, if you wake up at 9, this is where you're at 9:05. I should be able to call you at 9:30 and know exactly where you're at in your cycle based off the time. And that looks different for everybody. Some people get up at 4 a.m. Some people get up at 9 p.m. Toni gets up at, I think, 2 p.m. after a few drinks. So, everyone gets up at a different stage. But if you can put your dog on a cycle like that, God, it's relieving to know that, oh, I can do this. Like, I can put my dog down for a nap. You would do the same thing with a child. You put them in a crib. You don't feel bad about that.
Exactly. So. And it's also important. I mean, they teach babies to self-soothe. So, and there's sleep training. So I do that cycle about 4 times a day.
It's perfect. Okay. That's literally perfect. You have a 1-year-old dog, right? 16 months?
Layla's 18 months. Grayson is 6 months. And both 13 and a half. But yeah, I do that about 4 times a day. And Layla still goes through her cranky kid phase. I call it a cranky kid phase.
Yeah. So what?
I usually put her in a downstay, and I use the word done. Like in the evening, like I'm like, we're done.
Yeah.
We're done.
So that word is vital. That word is very important. And being able to put an off switch on your dog is everything. Because like, how many people have an on switch for their dog? Accidental on switches too. Like, do you want to go for a walk? And the dog loses their mind, right? Or who's here? Daddy's home. And the dog goes from 0 to 10. So technically, if I have a word that can take my dog from 0 to 10, why can't I teach my dog from 10 to 0? Mm-hmm. It's harder. It takes more work, but it's way more important. You know what I mean? And you care if I explain how to do that?
No.
Okay.
Please.
So this is where play is important. You got to find your dog's play style. Every dog, every breed was bred for a purpose. So you want to try to find a game that is breed specific. So for Crunch is a mutt, but let's say he's primarily Mastiff. Okay. Mastiffs are not known for being great retrievers. They're not. Like, he's not going to go out and retrieve the ball 15 times, but he will fuck up a tug toy, right? Like, for him, engaging in fight is a really fun game. The same thing so I have my pit bull's a border collie pit bull mix. And for him, both games are as enjoyable as the other. He loves retrieving. He loves chasing. He loves biting. He loves all of that jazz. So you guys want to find an outlet for your dog to really get their heart rate up. Like, I cannot stress this enough. You have kids that we put in football practice, swim practice, soccer practice, and we have a dog that goes on a 20-minute walk throughout the neighborhood, and that does not cut it. It's not enough. So you find a game first. Before you implement any rules, you get your dog addicted to the game. So if you start adding in rules when your dog doesn't like playing, you just turn your dog off from playing because they go, juice ain't worth the squeeze. This is not good for me. It's not fun. You're kind of a dictator and I hate you. But if we can get the dog addicted to the game, now it makes it really easy to implement rules. And here's a few rules that I would implement. Number 1, hide your toys. Right. So a lot of people keep toys hidden throughout. Scarcity promotes value. Why do you all wear diamond rings on your finger and diamond rings in your ears? Because supposedly this is a caveat. I actually think there's more than what they tell us, but supposedly because they're scarce, right? So they're valuable. And the same thing is with our toys. I don't want to leave them out all the time. The chew bones, yes. Those are 2 different types of brain. Your dog's going into 2 different mindsets with a chew bone and a prey item. So think of your tennis ball as just a squirrel that got shot down, a bird that got shot down that your dog's going to get. Or the frisbee's a bird that got shot down. Or tug toys a gopher that they're grabbing. So those items that are prey items are hidden at all times. Like, we only bring those out when we're ready to play. And because your dog is going to get amped up, we cue it. So we go, you want to play? We grab the toy and the dog goes fucking bonkers, right? And we get them excited in this game. And now, once our dog likes this game, and we have this ability for this dog to take all this venom inside him, because your dog was bred for, people don't understand what their dog can actually accomplish. And that's that's like my favorite part of training is showing people what your dog is capable of. Because, dude, they're incredible beings. Incredible. Yep. And you can see your dog get all of that venom out in play, but then in play, I can start to do 3 things. So 1, I can test my obedience commands in a high state of arousal. All of the training that we do, Toni, that most people do, is in their living room. The dog is on Xanax, chilled out, sit down, the dog listens. Then we take him out in public. The dog is freaking out another dog, and we go, heel, sit down, and the dog blows us off because they've never been trained in a high state of arousal, right? But the stress that your dog's, and the word stress comes with a negative connotation. It shouldn't. The word, when your dog is stressed in play, if I can get my dog to obey commands in that state, I'll easily be able to get that dog to obey commands when they're stressed on the opposite end of that. But learning how to control your dog in that state is valuable. And then the other thing is you can teach your dog how to turn off. So we know we want to play, grab the toy, play with the dog. I use a leash. When I'm done playing, I take the toy, I put it on the ground. Enough. We're all done. Whatever your phrase is, dog go, enough. Enough. Now, we're not looking, Toni, here for the dog to sit or down. We're not looking for anything. So all we're looking is for the dog to just chill out. So I have to stand stationary. I have to keep that lead on, allow the dog to take its time to come back down to zero. I can pick that toy up. The dog should try to engage. Enough. We settle the dog down. I drop the toy. Nothing means play until you say, want to play? Grab that toy, and we start cueing it. And then same thing with enough. We want to have the dog to be able to switch moods really quick. And then that can get used, Toni, when somebody comes to the house and the dog get really excited for the mailman. Enough. See the energy level. You have 2 dogs in your house that playing. Enough. We can see those energies come down. Now it's difficult. It takes time, but it's one of the most valuable lessons is a dog learning how to control their nervous system, right? How do I calm down when I'm stressed? And if they have that ability, it's easy.
So we're working on Layla trying to learn that. And I use enough when, because she thinks that the puppy is just a stuffed animal. Mm-hmm. I mean, she just goes straight for the neck, pins them, and I'm like, enough. And I've gotten her, she knows it, and she redirects to her ball or her something. So we're getting there, but she's not like she's still going for him.
Yeah, it's not automatic yet.
No.
Yeah. And you got to remember, in that situation, you have a huge distraction of another moving, living being, the other 6-month-old puppy. So it's easier to teach that when it's just me and you one-on-one. And then when I start to implement that with the other dogs, it gets a little harder. The leash, though, is valuable. So if you ever want to put on a little cat leash, just a thin little rope, and then you say enough, lightly go up, grab that leash. Because we don't want to yell at our dogs for playing. We're just saying, hey, we're done playing. Enough. I grab that leash and I just use a little bit of pressure to settle my dog down. But I actually, in that state, don't want my dog to grab anything else because I want enough to mean we're done doing everything.
Got it.
Does that make sense? And then when people start to do this, the natural reaction is when the dog lays down, they go to grab a treat and give them a reward. You're not teaching down.
No.
You're just
I don't do that.
Yeah, it's good. Just teach and settle.
Okay. So I should have a lead, a thin, like slip lead on Layla.
Could be any. Could literally just be a normal collar, little thin lead, just something that I can apply little bits of pressure, and it shouldn't be pulsating pressure. I just pull the dog back, enough.
Got it.
Enough. And I know I own Say It Once dog training, but because enough is not a position, I don't mind repeating this activity a few times until the dog settles down. You're not looking for sit, so you can't be like, sit, make the dog do it. It takes them time to come down.
Okay. Because you know me, it's hard. I get pissed off real quick. So
yeah, it's hard. It's
hard.
It really is. That's the ugly truth that no one talks about is like all of this training tests your patience. And I assume parents go through the same thing. And
that's where, and that's where I get frustrated too with these two worlds of the fear-free that's been created and what do we call it now? Balanced training? Whatever.
So there's Lima.
And we're doing this. Why the fuck are we doing this? Yeah. This makes me crazy.
Yeah, but look at the state of the world. It's the same way with politics.
It
sports, is. Dog training. It even with our favorite taco joint, you know what I mean? everything, we hold such a loyalty to one thing. And really the big thing to me is, is the proof in the pudding. Like to me, if I see a dog that's having issues and they're getting trained on a harness, and they're using no pressure at all, and the dog achieved all the goals, I'm fucking going, hats off, dude. That looked great. If we're not achieving the goal and we're not getting this dog to live up to his potential in that specific house, that to me is a problem. Like,
and I also feel that it's unrealistic to think that every human is that is a dog owner is going to commit to the level that they need to get that dog to cohabitate with their family safely, happily. Not every human is going to put in the work.
Well, yeah, even beyond just putting in, let's say that they were, errorless learning is not realistic. Like, dogs fail. It's important that dogs understand the importance of no, right? And when we have no pressure behind no doesn't mean anything. It's an imaginary line. That doesn't mean, though, Toni, like, it doesn't mean we're hitting these dogs, right?
No.
Like, no just means that, hey, that was wrong. If you don't fix it, some version of pressure is coming, right? And if we can all go, yeah, you know what? It's pretty important that my dog does learn that no means stop. Like it, and most people don't have a really valuable no. Like when I say no to Crunch, I expect him to go, yeah, I'm never going to do that specific behavior again. I don't want to have a pissing contest with him where I'm going, no. I want to go, no, that's done. Come here, sit, good. It's like we're going to reconcile immediately after you've made the correct choice. But no has to have some, if it doesn't have a consequence behind it, no does not exist.
Yeah.
It's an invisible fence with just a beep, which is
just like with kids, you know. So, but that's kind of gone by the wayside a little bit too in the couple of generations, but we won't go there today.
We totally can, but you are 100% right. That world is a whole nother. Yeah.
And I'm very old school, as I know you are, even though you're younger than me. Okay, so tell me real quick how much you love when people have conversations with their dogs.
So, time and a place, right? It's like if you're given a command and I hear you tell your dog a lullaby to sit, we got a fucking problem. So it's like, honey, will you please sit for me? I know there's a lot going on. Will you sit? It's like, okay, we got a problem, right? But if I'm at home and I'm sitting on the couch and I'm massaging my dog, I just want to tell you, buddy, I love you more than anything. That I love.
Yes.
You know, so it's like, it all comes back to, even with ice cream, right? It's like, you can have it, but if that's all we do, we're going to have issues.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's constant, man. We talk way too much, and I've had too much caffeine, so I know I'm talking too much now, but yeah, we talk too much to our dogs.
Yeah. I agree. I think I catch myself more than I used to. So, and I really am like clear with my commands, I feel like, but Michelle has helped me a lot.
She's the best.
She's the best. And, you know, I've been in this world for 30 years. And I, you know, still learning.
Yeah.
I'm still learning.
I'm a quick shout out. I'm blessed with a tremendous group of people around us. Our team is incredible. Just really good people. That to me is like when we hire somebody, yeah, you know, maybe there is a more skilled dog trainer, but not with human beings. Like, yeah. And if the dog trainer is not good with the person on the other end of the leash, they will get nowhere. I often tell this story of like, I have a dog trainer friend of mine who walked into a room, looked at the dog, went, "Oh God, your dog's fat." Like that was the first interaction. From there on out, everything that you say is going to fall on deaf ears. Where if I build a relationship and then 20 minutes into my conversation go, "Hey, I think we should scale back the food because we want this dog to lose 5-10 pounds," it makes it much easier for the human beings to accept and go, "Oh, you might be right." You know, but my vet said, I get it. They don't want to hurt your feelings. I don't care if you don't use me anymore, right? Like your dog is your dog's a little overweight.
Yeah. So
we have to look at that. That's a huge, God, we could talk about that for all day long. You see that.
I can't.
Yeah.
I mean, and honestly, that obesity, I mean, it's 60% now. Dogs, 60%.
It's crazy.
Crazy. Crazy.
Yeah, shaving 2 years off your dog's life.
You are shaving 2 years off your dog's life. You're causing joint issues and even behavioral issues because
Yep.
if they're uncomfortable, they're not going to be happy. They're going to, so.
Yeah, it screws with their thyroid, which is going to be a huge problem with aggression. So you got to really watch making sure that your dog's not overweight. It's way bigger of a problem than just the dog being chunky. And it's not cute.
It's not cute. And, I think the easy thing is just to feed the dog when the dog wants fed. But the dog's hungry. No, yes, no, stop. Yes, your dog is hungry because your dog is a hunter and an opportunistic eater and is always going to be looking for food because sometimes they'll go days without food.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The other thing that's important, and this is not a subject that I'm a master in, but you are, is that if you're feeding kibbles and bits, how does that affect the dog's body? So if I'm not feeding something that doesn't mean, listen, not everyone can spend $600 a month on food. I'm not saying you have to do that.
Me
but
either.
A few minor changes, which I would love to hear you elaborate on it over the next few minutes, could make a big difference.
So kibbles and bits, Beneful, all of the low quality kibbles are also affecting behavior. There are still red dye number 40, which we know causes hyperactivity in children. So it's absolutely causing hyperactivity in dogs and cats. Like it's absolutely causing hyperactivity and poor health and sugar. There's sugar in it. So that affects behavior. So, switch to a kibble that has no food coloring in it. Switch to a kibble that is brown at least. And it's okay to feed some food scraps depending on what you have. Like if you cook at home, you can give leftover, meat cuttings. You can give leftover pieces of potatoes and vegetables and incorporate that as part of their meal. Don't scrape your dish into a bowl. Scrape your dishes into a separate container that you keep in the fridge. When you prep your meals, add a little bit of that fresh food to the kibble. Don't throw any food away.
Yeah. That's a very good point.
And that's a cheap way to do it.
That's another old thing of like, don't give your dog people food. That doesn't mean that your dog can't have human food. Just don't give it to him while you're standing at the counter so that This dog doesn't learn, hey, if I stand here, I'm going to get it. And then when they don't, they get frustrated. So they bark and they paw and they counter surf because the expectation is I should get it. I got it last time. Just do exactly what she said.
Yep. So, do we hit everything? Dog Derby.
Yeah.
Gotta go. Last weekend of September.
September 28th. Yeah. What else?
And what time does it start? At 9?
No, first heat's at 8 a.m., baby. Early. So we pushed it to the 28th of September so that it wasn't hot outside. So it shouldn't be overly hot, which is nice. I'm hoping for a nice, cool 65-degree day. And we'll see. See you there.
Yeah, I will be there.
Any other dog topics you want to talk about?
I want you to commit to another episode to talk about the jail program that you're doing.
Oh, I would love to.
Don't talk about it now. Don't even start because I won't be able to shut you up. I know. But I want to do a whole episode just on the jail. And I just was recently followed by a young woman that her Instagram handle is Freed by Training. She was in prison, became a dog trainer in prison, and I don't know her whole story yet, but I think it's a pretty amazing one. I'd like to have her on, and then maybe you on, close in the same weeks, a month, but Freed by Dog Training. And she attributes that training program in her prison to giving her an outlet when she was released, which brings tears to my eyes.
It's the most beautiful thing. That your personal growth through training your own dog, like you should be able to see how much more patient you are, how much more understanding you are through training. Yeah, there's nothing better than that. We'll go over that. Also, we do service dog training for veterans now, which we can talk about.
Oh, nice. Okay,
Yeah.
so we can talk about that at the same time because that would easily be 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So tell me your websites, Instagram handles, Facebook, all the shit.
It's
Tell me
all
all the shit.
at Say It Once Dog Training. Every handle, and then it's sayitoncedogtraining.com. We got to come up with a jingle. We buy any car. sayitoncedogtraining.com. I'll have Michelle. She's good with jingles. I'll have Michelle come up with a jingle.
I do have to say I do love your group classes. I'm tired after them. You should have I was a sweaty mess on Sunday after, even though it was early enough, it was still but it's so challenging. And I took both dogs. I don't know if you know that. I took both dogs to this class, and Aaron was the trainer, and then I took both to the Michelle's class a week ago. So it's funny because one couple came up to me and they're like, "Okay, we're two humans with one dog. How are you one human with two dogs?" I'm like, "Well, I'm a little fucked up." So
no, it really is a beautiful thing. So thank you for bringing that up. To me, there's nothing cooler than these 30 people out here all training with the same objective. We actually had 39. But there's nothing cooler than that. It's a little community, no one's judging you. We're all doing the same shit. All of our dogs have issues that we're working on. It's cool. We got to get through it. And I love that. Hey, when you're ready, remember we do that. This one's fun. When you're ready, we do remote collar training, e-collar training, and we do e-collar hikes where we take 10 dogs off and we do a 2 or 3 mile hike, and all these dogs are off leash. And going back to the tool thing of I don't think there's a safely way to trust your dog completely off leash without the ability to recall them. And that's where the remote collar comes into play. And there's nothing more rewarding than watching your dog be a dog with no restrictions. Dude, they'll run 30 yards that way, 30 yards up the hill, and I can go at any point in time, crunch, come. That to me is life. That's what the dog wants to do. And you don't have to have a 17-acre farm to do that. You can go to your local park.
No. And I've had the fortune of having 2 dogs that were solid off leash that I would backpack with and hike with. And it's the best. It really is. There's nothing. And there's there's just a compatibility. It's almost like you're communicating together. It's just different. It really is different. I'm ready. We should do a live when we do it.
Yeah, you were right about you build a bond.
You do,
because you
have
the
right word.
Yeah, you have the same goal. So if you ever feel like you get a new rescue dog and you're not connecting well, put them on a long leash or put them on a retractable leash. I don't care, but get them out and get them moving with you instead of stuck inside a crate. Your house being the crate. But yeah, the bond that you build with a dog through exploration and migration is super important.
Yeah. Well, this was a great episode. Thank you so much. Everyone go to the Dog Derby, check out sayitoncedogtraining.com, and it's a great training company, right?
Yeah, it's a company.
Three cities.
Mm-hmm.
Nashville, DC.
So we don't have a trainer currently in Nashville. We have a couple trainers in DC and Cincinnati, and then 10 or 11 trainers in Pittsburgh.
Okay, cool. And the trainers are seriously awesome. I think I know everybody, and you really have created a family.
They're good people. They're good people.
They're good people, and that's when you can create that in a company, you're solid.
Yeah. So.
Thanks for what you do, Vin.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right.
See you soon. Thanks, Toni.
Sayitoncedogtraining.com. Share this episode. Rate 5 stars. And bye for now.